At 3:12 in the morning, my house lit up like crazy, like when cops chase bad guys on TV. Big bright lights turned on, sirens were super loud, and police cars came racing down my dirt road making lots of noise. In just 90 seconds, 4 police. Officers were hiding behind their cars, pointing their guns at my brand new metal gate. Past the sparks from a lock that someone just cut, there was a lady wearing fluffy slippers and pink pajamas, holding big metal cutters like she won a prize. It was Linda, the lady who runs our neighborhood group. Her face looked surprised and stubborn while the red and blue police lights made her glow. I watched everything happen from my porch camera while drinking coffee as a police officer yelled, "Orders," and Linda dropped the cutters like they were too hot to hold. Nobody thought she would do something this crazy. But knowing Linda, I should have guessed that breaking into my gate at 3 in the morning was something she might try. Just 2 days before this, I got really, really mad. Linda had been told by the county police many times to stay away from my land. But since she was the neighborhood group president, she said she could check any building she thought looked wrong. My gate that I built for privacy, she said, broke some old neighborhood rule that nobody cares about anymore. The real reason was it blocked her from seeing my house and stopped her from being nosy. She would bang on my gate twice every week, wanting to come in or saying bad things would happen if I didn't let her. I told her every single time that this was my private land with a signed paper saying so. The neighborhood group couldn't tell me what to do here, but being right didn't stop her from walking around with her clipboard trying to boss everyone around. My name's Ethan. I moved to this country house 6 months ago to get away from the crazy city life after a really bad divorce and 20 years of working at a job I hated. I built my house by myself with help from friends who owed me favors. When it was time to build the gate, I didn't buy a cheap one. I called my cousin Max, who has a company that makes really good security stuff for big buildings. Together, we made the gate super strong with 3 locks, cameras everywhere, and a secret alarm that would call the police by itself if someone messed with it. It was totally legal. The state said it was okay, and knowing how Linda acts, I really needed it. The day we finished welding the gate together, Linda showed up in just 10 minutes yelling about how I was keeping the neighborhood apart, making something ugly, and ignoring the rules about open borders. I nicely explained that she was standing on my land where she had no power, and that the city planning people said my gate was fine. She got mad and shoved a stick through the bars. I warned her, "Break my stuff again and I'm calling the cops on you." The next day, someone broke open my mailbox and knocked over my trash can, so I made my security even better. I put up cameras that people could see and secret ones that turn on when something moves, hidden in my plants and bushes. Every inch of my driveway had cameras watching. I made the system even smarter, so if anyone tried to force open the lock, it would call the police through a special connection the sheriff said was okay, telling them my house was being broken, into with GPS location, heat cameras, and real-time video pictures sent to the police station. This wasn't me being scared of nothing. This was me trying to survive. Linda's crazy obsession led to that terrible night. She later said she thought breaking through the gate would let her find something wrong to report, making me give in to her idea of what a perfect neighborhood should look like. But this wasn't a regular neighborhood. This was county land that no city controlled, and her neighborhood group badge meant nothing here. The cameras caught her at 3:10 in the morning, dressed like she just rolled out of bed holding huge bolt cutters. She crouched down like a thief, cut the lock, and as the last piece of metal hit the rocks, the gate buzzed, lights exploded everywhere, and the alert reached the police in 3 seconds. She didn't even walk through the gate. 2 police cars nearby changed direction and got there before she could even blink. Linda put her hands up, not because she was scared, but because she was confused, yelling, "This is all a mistake! I'm the neighborhood group president." The police officer closest to her called his boss on the radio, then told her to drop the cutters. She waited too long, so the second officer came over, took away her cutters, and put handcuffs on her. She screamed about having power, calling me the bad guy, saying I was just a worried neighbor trying to help. I came outside once things calmed down. Deputy Harris, who had dealt with Linda before, looked at me in a way that said both sorry and good job. I explained that my system had weeks of videos showing her bothering me, and Harris said, "We've gotten calls about her from other people too. This might finally make her stop." Linda was taken to the police car but not arrested, and she was screaming about suing people through the window. I didn't say anything back. My cameras kept recording, catching her break-in in super clear night vision with times, sound, and heat vision. The video saved to my computer hard drive, cloud storage, and my brother's private storage, just to be extra safe. By morning, I emailed the neighborhood group leaders with the video, the land ownership papers, and a note called "What Happened at 3:12 a.m. Please help." I sent copies to my lawyer and the county clerk who had dealt with Linda's fake paperwork before. I also sent the video to my brother, who talks about legal stuff online and has tons of followers. He called me laughing so hard he could barely talk, saying, "This is going to be famous by lunchtime." He was totally right. By noon, the video, called "Neighborhood Group President Caught Cutting Gate at 3 a.m., Cops Show Up Like It's a Movie," became super popular online. Comments poured in making fun of Linda for thinking she could do whatever she wanted. One person wrote, "She almost went to jail just to check if his grass was too long. Linda got let go from the police station, but she still got in big trouble." The sheriff's office started looking into what happened, and my lawyer asked for a court order that same day to keep her away from me. The neighborhood was buzzing. Neighbors waved at me, gave me thumbs up, and one even brought me cookies saying, "We've been waiting for someone to catch her doing this stuff." But Linda wasn't finished. At 9 in the morning the next day, she stood across the street with a loudspeaker and flyers yelling, "I was arrested for no good reason. This is what happens when you give a man a gate and let him think he's God." I almost spit out my coffee because I was laughing so hard. The neighborhood, though, wasn't laughing. The viral video that now had 700,000 views had made most people mad at her. The neighborhood group's online chat split between people who had been hurt by her mean behavior and a few people who still liked her. Most people were done with her. A neighbor named Tom, who got fined for having Christmas lights up in March, wrote online, "I hope she gets what she deserves." Linda held a neighborhood group meeting that nobody said she could have in her yard under. A droopy tent with a sign that said, "Making our community better again." Only a few people showed up, mostly just curious people. I walked by secretly recording everything. Linda held up a picture from the video saying it was lies and that my gate was against the law. Board member Sarah stood up and cut her off saying, "You broke the law, Linda. That gate is on his private land. You're lucky you didn't get arrested." The crowd laughed. A teenager yelled, "What rule did he break?" Linda was giving off bad vibes. Linda's story fell apart. She got all worked up, knocked over the lemonade, and screamed about being picked on. Sarah took out her phone saying, "Quit by the next vote or I'll make everyone vote you out." Linda stormed away mad. Legally, I was ready. My lawyer wrote up the court order that got delivered to Linda the next morning, saying she couldn't come within 100 feet of my house or talk to me. She got back at me with a crazy social media rant calling me a tech bully who was destroying community spirit. The comments made fun of her badly. A kid sent me a flyer she put up at the park that showed me as a cartoon bad guy with a police drone. Remote control. My lawyer laughed, but said it could help us sue her for saying mean lies about me. Neighbors supported me. One offered to tell the court about Linda's crazy fines for hammocks. Her behavior got even weirder. She wore a body camera, said new families were trying to take over with technology, and claimed my gate was a symbol of rich people fighting poor people. When she tried another unofficial neighborhood group meeting, at the community hall, Sarah shut it down, and Linda's attempt to unlock the door with a key that didn't work made someone call the police. Officers saw her restraining order and her crazy flyers and told her to go home. She filed a complaint saying my gate had military-grade electronics and my porch lights blinked in a scary pattern like the army. My lawyer called it the craziest legal paper he'd seen all year. The neighborhood group board turned against her. At the next vote, whispers about removing her got louder. Sarah, with the board's support, got ready to kick her out. Then Sarah found a folder in the neighborhood group's online files called Emergency Spending. It showed $12,000 in payments back to Linda, including tactical community improvement and a security retreat that was really a fancy yoga trip in Sedona. Computer-altered receipts with hidden data exposed her. This wasn't just bad money management, it was maybe stealing. Sarah called someone who checks money problems in the county. 3 days later, Linda emailed a 7-page press release to everyone, a news station, and officials saying she didn't do anything wrong and claiming I faked the video. She included a body camera photo of me circled in red labeled known troublemaker. My lawyer got ready to sue her for lies. The police's Stealing Crimes Division asked for my evidence, and I sent everything: video, the restraining order, and Linda's rant about my secret porch lights. The detective groaned, "This is the weirdest neighborhood group case I've ever seen." Linda's house became like a zoo. Cars drove by slowly with people taking pictures, but she hid inside, only coming out wearing hoods and sunglasses. Her support disappeared as news about the money audit spread. She sued me for making her emotionally upset and ruining the community, mentioning my Christmas lights and other silly stuff. The judge, who wasn't impressed, threw out the case and warned her to get a lawyer. Sarah's board held a meeting and made new rules requiring approval for spending money and a Linda rule banning unauthorized patrols. Sarah announced Linda was banned from running for the board in the future, which got everyone clapping. The stealing investigation got more serious, finding fake business payments and an attempt to redirect neighborhood group mail to Linda's house, suggesting identity theft. At her court hearing, Linda, representing herself as Madam President, rambled about spiritual betrayal. My lawyer's evidence, video, statements, records, destroyed her case. The case got thrown out. Linda went into hiding, her window blinds closed, her porch dark. The neighborhood group demanded $22,000 back for her bad behavior. Her silence was really loud, but I knew she wasn't done yet. Weeks later, my camera alerted me. Linda in black clothes walking past my property line with a tablet and some device pressed against the gate post, maybe a scanner or signal blocker. My improved system alerted the police station right away. 2 police cars arrived as she recorded herself claiming to investigate unlawful spying. Officers checked the restraining order, made her sit on the curb, took away the device, and questioned her. She claimed she didn't know about the order, mumbling about drones and rights. They arrested her. The video hit the internet called "Fake President's Failed Comeback" and went viral with memes of Linda fighting invisible electronic waves. She faced minor criminal charges for trespassing and bothering people, plus an order to pay money back. A real estate letter showed her house was for sale under someone else's name. The day she left, a moving truck loaded her stuff while Linda, in a sun hat and glasses, directed quietly, avoiding everyone's eyes. She drove away in an SUV, her reign ending not with a big fight but with a whisper. The neighborhood breathed a sigh of relief. Mailboxes became places where people chatted again. The neighborhood group planned a drama-free event. Kids played louder. I changed my gate steel sign to a wooden one that said, "Protected by community and common sense." At the next neighborhood group barbecue, Tom grilled burgers, Sarah thanked everyone, and we all laughed about surviving Linda's craziness. Someone joked, "You should be the neighborhood group historian." I said no thanks.